WrestleMania in the books, folks. Big show for both me and Eric Bischoff over on Raw, and for you and William Regal over on SmackDown, Andrew.
Yep. Yeah, I'm happy. There was some people that I really want. There were some titles I wanted to change, but it is what it is. The right people won, I guess. So
William
whatever.
Regal knows how to run a ship on SmackDown. Eric Bischoff over on Raw. It's been a rough year. I don't know who was the GM of the year, folks. We don't know. We'll cut to some kind of graphic where one of the two was the GM of the year. But we are here for the year 2 draft to figure out who will be moving from Raw to SmackDown and from SmackDown to Raw to start off the draft. Andrew has the first pick because I had the first pick in the year 1 draft. Andrew, kick us off with the year 2 draft.
All right. I mean, it's such a hard group to pick from, but I think with my first pick, I'm going to go with. He's a bit older than the rest of my roster, but he is also. I have to speak bias. He is my favorite wrestler ever, so I'm going to have to take him with the opportunity. I'm going to take Randy Orton.
I hear voices in my head. They counsel me. They understand. They talk to me.
From your roster.
It's a tough loss for Raw, but expected. You knew when he was eligible that there was a chance that Randy Orton would be going to a new brand. Randy Orton was 2-9 through 11 matches in 2023 for Raw.
I know, and he got replaced as the Legend Killer, so he has to regain some status over here. I don't know. He's the only really legend, so he's gonna. I don't know. KYS? I don't know if I can say it on YouTube, but he's gonna have to maybe kill himself. I don't know, to be the Legend Killer over here. So
he's gonna be the rookie killer over there on SmackDown because SmackDown is the future.
Look out, Austin Theory. Spoiler alert, maybe.
LA Knight killed Randy Orton. Now Randy Orton is headed to SmackDown. Now we got to make a tough pick here. Raw's first pick. I think I got to go with. Well, I look at the 20 names available, the 20 names on the board, and I say, who is the best fit for Raw? And I gotta look. This guy may be a little underrated, a bit of a jobber. I think Raw goes with. Hold up, folks. I'm getting a call from Raw General Manager Eric Bischoff.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Eric. Yeah. I can't pick the jobber. Understandable. I'm sorry. I know you're busy celebrating LA Knight's retain at WrestleMania. I know. Okay. Yeah. Understood. That you're sure that's who you want. Okay. I got it. Direct from the man himself, Eric Bischoff, Raw's first selection in the year 2 draft will be Seth freaking Rollins. Rough year for Seth over on SmackDown?
Yeah, ever since he lost that inaugural world title match, he just didn't have enough to do, but I'm happy he's off the roster. I felt bad knowing that he was probably the best wrestler on my show, but I just couldn't find a place for him. So I'm completely okay with you taking him, but hopefully the same thing doesn't happen over on Monday nights.
Well, Raw is happy to have Seth freaking Rollins joining the roster. He is joining his wife, Becky Lynch, over on Raw. I talked about in the year 1 draft that I was hoping to keep those two together. They are now back together. We'll have to see if that power couple can make some waves over on Raw. But it's weird to think maybe this doesn't happen in an alternate universe where Seth Rollins did win that inaugural World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah, so thank Carmelo Hayes for all that.
Yep.
All right. Well, with my second pick, I I'm gonna go with another one of my. I don't know if I'd put him as my favorite, but a guy who I wanted to draft, and you ended up getting, I believe, like probably I don't know. We'd have to. I don't remember the draft that well, but it was probably right around the time I was gonna get him. The cruiserweight who does not fly. I'm gonna take Drew Gulak from your roster.
A tough loss for Raw. Drew Gulak did have a United States Championship opportunity against Noam Dar. He did fall short. He came into that match as the NXT North American Champion. He just lost that at Stand and Deliver to Buddy Matthews in a fatal 4-way with a couple of other SmackDown superstars. Maybe a fresh start is what Drew Gulak needs. I look forward to seeing what he's going to do with you over on SmackDown, Andrew. An amicable split there. Hope the best for Drew Gulak.
Yeah.
All right, with the next pick for Raw, I think that when you look at the names available, Seth Rollins already to Raw. This seems like a no-brainer based on the other people that Raw knows they already have. I'm going to go with the belt collector, the best belt machine, the cleaner, Kenny, by God, Omega. Welcome to Raw.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm just going to choose not to comment on what the last year looked like for Kenny Omega on my show. Wasn't good.
This is a blank slate coming in here. A clean slate for Raw to mold Kenny Omega into whatever they so desire. I'm sure Eric Bischoff is looking forward to that. We'll have to see what he can get done.
With my next pick, I'm gonna go with a tag team that, they are somewhat similar to another team that I don't think this is a spoiler because I'm pretty sure I announced this draft pick during the recorded draft. They're kind of similar to another team I got, but I do have some plans with this group and a potential stable to use. So I'm going to take the Maximum Male Models just to confirm, because I know it gets a little weird if you watch what they're doing in real life, but that would just be Massey and Mansois. Just those two. Yeah. No Otis. He's still part of Alpha Academy over on Raw. Yeah. And sadly, no Maxine Dupree. But I got the two dudes.
Yeah. Otis, clearly Raw World Tag Team Champion, was not eligible for this draft as no champions were eligible.
Yeah.
Oh, that tough loss. They had a tough year though, so maybe the fresh new blue backing to them will turn their fortunes around. Maybe they'll be able to get something going over on SmackDown. Yeah, with that, though, Raw's going to take another guy that didn't really get his opportunity on SmackDown in the last year, but was a member of the roster. Seems like a pretty bang pick. The best in the world, CM Punk. Welcome to Raw.
Yep, that was another one that when I drafted him, I think this one might have been off camera during our draft. I had a plan for him, and it just didn't work out. But when I made him eligible, part of me knew, because you're a CM Punk fan, that he was going to be one of your top picks. And I'm interested to see what you got going for him, because he didn't show up at all for me. So you can't do any worse.
Yeah, we'll have to see how he breaks out. Eric Bischoff has already been made it known that for the men's Money in the Bank contenders, it will be the 4 best winning percentages of non-champions in 2023-24. We'll have to see how CM Punk fits into this, because he's not going to be able to come in and out of the gate find himself in an opportunity like Money in the Bank. But you got to think he's going to be gunning for Uncle Eric's guy, LA Knight, the leader of the NWO.
Yeah, Yeah, that is going to be interesting. Now, my next pick, ooh, I wasn't going to pick this person right now, but I am still deciding between a few people. So I'm going to take a woman from your roster who this might seem like she has a pretty big fan base, but based on her record with you, which if I remember correctly was not good throughout last year, I'm going to take Dana Brooke. I'm a big fan of her. I feel like, you know, in real life, I really like her, but in your show, uh, it looked like she didn't do too well. So, why not? I have a lot of big names on my show that are probably going to continue taking the spotlight, but I wouldn't mind Dana Brooke being the underdog and proving everyone wrong because everyone's out to get Dana Brooke, world champion material next year's WrestleMania.
Yeah, the winless wonder, Dana Brooke.
Yeah, that's right, winless.
They had 0-15, I believe. Did
Not
not win
good.
a single match. She was the tag team partner in the Brat Pack of Carmella. Carmella, she's gonna be standing around this. This appears still one more pick to go, but we're not gonna worry about it being Carmella.
I thought about it.
With that, Raw is going to take a replacement for Dana Brooke. I think Carmella is going to be ecstatic to hear this news. I think that this is somebody that she'll jive with, that she'll be able to find common ground with much easier. And it just happens. Eric Bischoff already has a big announcement for her. Raw will be selecting Tiffany Stratton. Has not made an appearance for SmackDown yet. She's a big money player. I'm sure that things were tough there, Andrew, for you trying to work things out with her to get her on a show. Eric Bischoff, to make sure that she will appear for Raw. She does not pull another no appearance a year like she did for SmackDown there. She has already been guaranteed entry into the Women's Money in the Bank. The men, they have to have great records last year. No, Tiffany Stratton on the women's side, she is already in. She is guaranteed entry to the Women's Money in the Bank. We'll have to see if she comes out of the gate, if she wins that Money in that Bank. That Money in the Bank was deadly last year. LA Knight cashed it in to capture the WWE Championship, and at WrestleMania, Cora Jade cashed it in to win the Raw Women's Championship in a triple threat. So already 2 for 2 in the first year of this universe.
Yeah, that one's tough. Scheduling conflicts made it hard for her to appear last year. It's tough to see her go, but I did just pick up Dana Brooke, and I mean, you can argue, who has more value there, but I am completely fine with that trade out. And honestly, for my last pick, I have been, if you've noticed, I've had my phone light on me this whole time because I have been struggling to figure out. I wanted to make a free agent pick for this last one. I didn't want to take someone from the Raw roster for this last one. And I have just been going through I have a lot of names written down here. And although I'm certain I can get a lot of them down the line, I do want to take one right now just to make sure you can't get them. And me securing Drew Gulak has made me want to take this one too. And you can call him a nepotism baby, considering who my general manager is, but I am going to take Charlie Dempsey with my 5th pick. I joked about it. Leading up to this, but there are so many good young names, although no one knows Charlie Dempsey's age. It's not public record, so hopefully he's not like 50. But there are so many. You guys don't understand how many names I considered right before I said that. But I'm happy for Charlie Dempsey. I think Drew Gulak, getting him made me think that could be a good mentor for him. And we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, hey, Raw's happy to keep another one of those 20 names that have been made available to SmackDown. So we'll just take advantage of our last pick here to pick somebody up from SmackDown, one last person. I'm looking at the SmackDown 20, the 20 available. This is the guy that I was talking to Eric Bischoff about who I wanted to take first, and he told me no. He said it had to be Seth Rollins. I can take him 5th though. Ross selects Apollo Crews. I think.
Yeah, that
pick. You tell us a
Apollo
little bit
Crews,
about
if
him.
I remember correctly, he went 0-5 last year. He teamed up with Omos a bit, and it just didn't work out. Yeah, I'm happy that you're going to be able to use him because he is one of my favorite mid card wrestlers. But my roster, I believe, is really stacked when it comes to that mid card range, and he just faded away. So I'm interested to see what you can do with him.
Yeah, I mean, I think that those have been 5 great picks for both shows. SmackDown, you guys going a little bit off of the beaten path, but hey, you can't blame SmackDown for making the picks they got to make. I like what I've been able to acquire here for Raw and for Eric Bischoff. I'm sure he's going to be excited. He's still partying out in LA with LA Knight, Dolph Ziggler, Robert Roode, and the NWO crew. On that LA Knight retain. But before we will see all those folks back, we have to make an announcement. Due to just scheduling, really, in terms of real life things going on that are coming up here in the next week that make things a little more difficult. Just things that are more important than the overall universe. We're going to have to delay the start of year 2, and really it's a beneficial thing for the channel because this delay is going to allow us to focus on some additional content that we have talked about. Me and Andrew have talked about this outside of universe that relates to the other stuff on the channel, the junior and junior content. And we can look to get that out more effectively if we take a break here from universe and just let things kind of work themselves out. We have to figure out how the content schedule is going to work because it's just not realistic to put out 3 universe videos a week, junior, and an additional content. We're going to have to work out the schedule. Universe may move to 1 time a week, which, what can you do? We did get through the universe as first year very fast, doing 3 a week, so I do not foresee this making things extremely slower. It's going to allow us, by taking this time, to get the DLC out, to allow both of us to have our DLC wrestlers available. Obviously, cutting out a kayfabe there, obviously, Tiffany Stratton was not available to SmackDown the entire first year. We know plenty. Wade Barrett not available to Raw. There's plenty of names that just we have drafted, but just cannot touch them until July, August.
Pretty deadly.
Yeah, pretty deadly. In the case of Stratton, pretty deadly. The Good Brothers, Carl Anderson, Doc Gallows. Yeah, they're coming soon, but like, what about Bray Wyatt, who we gotta wait a couple months for? What about Wade Barrett? What about all those names that we would love to use, but it's just not possible? And maybe ranging these years out will help us a bit in that. Maybe we'll be able to see these DLC come in throughout the year. Instead of Wade Barrett maybe coming in 5 years down the road in universe, maybe he comes in 2 years down the road. Just things better off for us. And yeah, so we're just going to be taking a bit of a break here, guys. Nothing crazy, not 2-3 months, but maybe a month, maybe 2 weeks. That's all, folks. Don't worry, we will still be here. Just give us a few weeks to figure some stuff out. That's all. We'll continue to work behind the scenes on Universe. I can guarantee that. I'm sure Andrew can guarantee that. It's nothing that we're coming to a full stop. Don't worry, it's not getting canceled. This time it's just going to give you guys the opportunity to catch up. If you haven't seen WrestleMania yet, go back and watch it. If you haven't seen King of the Ring, that was a big night for you, Andrew. You and SmackDown. If you want to hype up your boy Carmelo Hayes a bit there.
Yeah, and you can always go check the links that show our Raw and SmackDown weekly show results. So you don't just tune into the YouTube videos and are like, oh, why is this guy going for the title? Speaking of titles, the only other thing I have to say is that this belt, this belt that you see here that Gunther is currently holding, my World Heavyweight belt, is going to be changed the next time you see it, because in real life, Raw in real life is getting the new World Heavyweight belt. So that means I, as SmackDown, will be changing it. The wording's confusing, but the belt that Raw is using in real life now is going to be my new world heavyweight championship. So, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, it was a difficult announcement to make with all the real life implications. We can't we
Yes.
can't fault you there for having a little trouble.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was tough.
it's quite confusing, but yeah, as he said, the real life Raw World Heavyweight Championship will be SmackDown's in universe. We'll be rolling with the WWE Championship back there on Raw still. LA Knight will walk into Money in the Bank as the WWE Champion, assuming he doesn't lose it in the first 2 weeks, because Money in the Bank is 2 weeks. In the only one that's not shared, that's not week 4.
Oh, okay. I forgot about that. So I will plan my cards accordingly. Or William Regal will plan his cards accordingly.
Yeah. So, folks, we'll just. I don't know when we'll see you next, and I don't know if the two of us, the next time that you hear from us on this channel, that it'll be for Universe. For Andrew, it likely won't be. You won't hear from him until the year 3 draft, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
For me, it won't be from me because you'll hear from me. When is this? I think this is Saturday, so you'll hear from me next Thursday when I'm on Junior and Junior. Yep.
Woo.
Regardless.
Tune into that.
Yeah.
Must watch TV. Tune in.
Must watch content. If you don't watch Junior and Junior, I do suggest you may learn that some of the additional content that's coming to the channel is going to be right up your alley. And even if it's not the wrestling stuff that you're here for, you might want to stay for that stuff too. You know, it's worth giving it a check out. If you like music, I'm just gonna blow the top off here. If you like music, I'm not gonna go fully in depth, but look out. Look out. That's what I can see. And with that, we are gonna call a close to this. I wish you good luck in year 2, Andrew.
You too. I'm excited.
All right, folks. We will see you guys for year 2 of this universe in just a couple weeks.